It is live.
Cheers!
That's the best sound after the pop of a cork.
Oh, cheers of a nice glass of bubbles, of course.
That's right. Welcome.
Welcome, everyone, to Fromage with Friends.
Number 12.
Number 12. Oh, man, so many of these. I think I only missed one.
Yeah?
There was one, I think it was the day after my wedding. I missed one, and then I didn't, and that was it.
Understandable.
What, 11? This is the first one I'm going to teach because, sorry to disappoint, but Christina's not here.
Oh,
and neither is Rachel, but we'll get into more of that later. I think Christina's watching. She's not feeling well, and so I'm going off of her notes, and I'm filling in today. But we're really excited. This is a special kind of Valentine's Day version, Fromage with Friends with Aphrodisiacs. So aphrodisiac, cheese is an aphrodisiac in and of itself, but we have a bunch of cheeses also infused with other aphrodisiacs. So super fun that way.
Nice.
So we're going to talk about the plate a little bit. Gina is on the chat. If you have any questions, just go ahead and type away. You don't have to have a YouTube account to ask the questions, and then we'll try and answer them the best we can. If I don't know the answer, I'm so sorry. Blame Christina. But
That's right. That's right.
So we've got our plate here. In the top left-hand side, we're going to have Parmigiano-Reggiano, which we're pairing with a truffle balsamic. And then top, did I say top right, top left? Now the top right. We have golden fleece, which is a manchego, super young with saffron in it. Then on the bottom left-hand side, we have a fig and olive chevre. We also paired that with some dried figs and some fresh Castelvetrano olives. Then bottom kind of middle area, that bright purple you see there, that's going to be a Lavender Pesto Gouda. And then right up against your crackers on the bottom side, that's going to be the Spicy Cheddar we're going to taste later. We have some added accoutrements in here as well, some strawberries, some honey that we'll talk about, some dried fruit. Over on your left-hand side, right under the Parmigiano-Reggiano, we have a special edition Valentine's Day chocolate from Ducrane. It's infused with Sancho Japanese peppercorns. It's really tasty. It's a dark chocolate.
Wait for this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what are we drinking first? For those of you who added the wine option, we've got the Toso Brut Rosé. This is new for us. If you've ever had wine by the glass here at the Del Mar shop, or we've probably served the Toso many times. This is our favorite go-to sparkling for by the glass and for everyday bubble drinking. But they just came out with this Brut Rosé version, and it is, I hate to say it, better than the regular Toso. I know, it was I felt so bad, but it's so delicious. It is from Argentina. It is 95% Chardonnay and 5% Malbec. I like to joke that the only time I like Chardonnay is if it's sparkling.
If it's sparkling,
If
yeah.
it's sparkling.
Okay, excellent.
It has nice strawberry notes, a little bit of creaminess to it, some green apple, peachy notes to it. It's not sweet at all. It's a nice, sharp, dry, sparkling rosé. We love it, and the bottle is so pretty too.
It looks pretty, and this is very pretty. It is a very sexy color too. And speaking of
Yes.
aphrodisiacs and all, I think
Of
this
course.
is appropriate.
Yes, and I prefer to drink bubbles out of a larger glass as opposed to a flute because flutes are too small.
You just have to keep refilling and refilling and refilling.
Yes, I don't want to keep getting up. Like, I can get 6 flutes out of like one bottle and then, 3 glasses.
You're very efficient, Sarah.
I
Very
am, really.
efficient.
Once you get comfy on the couch, I'm not getting up to get another glass. I'm gonna need like a little mini fridge on my bedside table.
I think you will. Have you ever considered just out of the bottle, getting a little
Too foamy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I mean, of course, we've all done it.
I love it. Well, it is really delicious. Rachel is out there and agrees. This is so good, all caps, and indeed.
Wow, Rachel
Yeah.
and Christina at home, lounging it up. We're here.
Well, we're slaving away, drinking and eating.
I know, hard work.
Awesome.
All right, so to start, what is an aphrodisiac? And I apologize at the beginning if I'm reading off the notes a little bit. These are kind of last minute, had to jump in and go through these 11 pages of notes.
So we will be here until about 11 o'clock tonight, everybody.
They're very efficient. They're very thorough. You're not going to be wondering about anything. But an aphrodisiac, different foods, herbs, and supplements that are thought to arouse desire and increase performance and enhance the overall experience of, being in the mood and doing the deed. Those were
Christina's words. Were those on the?
No, I'm not saying these. Maybe after this glass of bubbles. But the word aphrodisiac comes from Aphrodite, the Greek goddess of love and beauty. So that's kind of where it comes
Makes
from.
sense.
Yes. So the first thing we're going to talk about are why cheese itself, aside from all the things we're adding into it, is an aphrodisiac. And have you ever heard of cheese being thought of as addictive? I definitely think cheese is addictive.
Yeah.
We've had multiple customers come in and say things are addictive.
Yeah.
But so items like chocolate, cheese, alcohol, mostly wine when talking about the alcohol, it has a high amount of an organic chemical compound known as phenylethylamine. I think that's how you say it. And then PEA. I don't know if you say PEA or you say PEA. But that is the chemical, and it's a neurotransmitter present, and it's in your central nervous system, and it's a stimulant like amphetamines.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you're saying cheese, being one of them, and the aforementioned foods,
Yeah.
all have this and,
Yes.
and activate that part of the brain. And
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
And then it also happens to, so the phenylethylamine, I think it is, it also, once that's in your system, it causes a reaction with more dopamine and more serotonin also released. So all of those things that kind of just make you feel good, make you calm, get rid of anxiety, all the things that just kind of put you at ease,
Chill,
make you feel good, and
Well, they say cheese is the ultimate comfort food.
Oh, totally.
Right? It's just warming, and that to me, that's like the serotonin part, and just the
exactly. It just makes you feel so
and,
nice in all aspects.
Right.
So.
Okay.
So we're starting off with the king of cheese.
The king.
Top left-hand side, the Parmigiano-Reggiano. And this is what it looks like. We've got just a small wedge left. We never have this little at the shop.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a very small piece.
That is a tiny wedge, and you've got nice chunks, though, on here. Because how big is the whole wheel, Sarah?
80, 85 pounds-ish. Yeah, it's huge. We only order it, really, by the quarter wheel. We only have a quarter wheel at a time, and this is very small compared to that. But you've seen the Parmigiano-Reggiano stamping on the rind here. That's how you know it's the good stuff.
The real deal. And I think most people think, oh, Parmigiano-Reggiano is only to be shaved on pasta.
No.
So incredibly wrong. Yeah.
No.
It's to be done with anything.
Yes.
Right?
I love just snacking on parm, adding it to like a dipping oil. During COVID, like right before COVID hit, I think it was that the North Park shop ordered a whole wheel of Parmesan, and then COVID hit, and it sat there for a long time.
Literally on a shelf, exposed in the cooler.
Just in the cooler. So aging longer. We order a 24-month aged parm, with about 2 years age, and then it sat in the refrigerator for another 2 years, and we cracked it open, called it this special like 4-year aged parm, and it is like unlike anything I ever tasted. That was more of the snacking parm, where I just wanted to eat chunks of it because it was so much nuttier, so much saltier. It really was the king of cheese.
Really is. There's so many flavors in it. It just, some cheeses are just like, oh, that's super creamy.
Or
this
super
one,
salty.
yeah. This one you could say salty. I could say sweet. It's puckering up my mouth today. So piquant.
I haven't tasted it yet. Oh,
yeah, I think piquant, if you ever hear that term, puckers your mouth, and it's puckering my mouth a bit. But it's perfect with the bubbles. It always is perfect with bubbles.
I love the floral, too.
Oh, it's floral. It's everything. So that's when people, characteristics, must say.
But they say that the great Italian lover Casanova,
Ooh.
in his memoirs, wrote about how he often gave Parmigiano-Reggiano to his women of interest instead of flowers.
No, sir, that's
Yes,
so great. I would
yes.
have loved that. I would have loved that.
Me too. Don't waste your time on something. Years. I looked it up once. Oh, no, I'm wrong. Right on the front. It's an 18-year barrel-aged balsamic from Modena, and it has black truffle in it. So it's super thick and syrupy, and this is the most delicious truffle balsamic I've ever had. It has very, what do I want to say? Like authentic balsamic, but also truffle flavor. The two don't fight with each other.
Come back in another life. Maybe I was one in the life before, or I could come back as one. I would be excellent because I will sniff out a truffle anywhere.
It's so good.
And it's true truffle. There are fakey truffle flavors.
No, I'm gonna take a sip.
And balsamic, and you can just sip balsamic. We did a balsamic tasting in Parma with Parmigiano. And just had little sips in little cups, just like this. You said this is 18 years?
18 years.
18 years. Where were you 18 years ago? We were barely open, Benissimo.
I know.
This has been sitting around just that long.
That's crazy.
It's so good.
I would dip the strawberry in the balsamic too.
That's a miracle, right? Combination.
But Parmesan, it's been, if you want to learn some nerdy facts about it, it's been protected, or it's had PDO status since 1996, which means it has to be made in a certain region in Italy. It has to be made by certain cows that get milked in a certain region. They have to come from either Parma, Reggio Emilia, Modena, or Mantua. And then each wheel is aged for a year and goes through a very thorough inspection before it gets the official seal of approval, which you see on the outside. This does say Parmigiano-Reggiano. This is a very small piece, but other parts of the wheel, it does say the letters and the date. Yeah, the date of when it gets approved by
the producer.
Yeah.
They take it very, very seriously. Biggest exports. Yeah, and for good reason.
And whatever you're buying at the grocery store, if it says Parmigiano-Reggiano, that whole phrase, it's the real stuff. It might be grated, it might be shredded, it might be in a shape that you don't usually see, like a square or a perfect wedge or whatever. But if it says Parmigiano-Reggiano, it's the real stuff, it's coming from Italy, and it's good. If you see the word Parmesan, Parmesan, that's not the real stuff. It can be good. There's a couple good Parmesans made here, made elsewhere. It's not Parmigiano. Yeah, for me, it's like a nostalgia thing too. Like sometimes I just want noodles with butter and cheese, and that's the cheese I want, like the Parmesan.
The Parmesan,
because I'm not like looking for the good Parmesan in that moment. It's like something different, you know? It's like not the real stuff for me. But when I'm cooking, making risotto or making arancini, something like that, I want to use the real stuff. Because the flavor is just so much more robust.
It is. It has everything.
Yeah.
Best cheese. You know what? I saw a person do a cocktail at a cocktail bar, made like Sazeracs and whiskey-based drinks with a shard of it. So they really just busted it into a spear, like a shard, laid it on top of the glass.
Wow.
Think of that flavor with the bourbon or whiskey or rye. Yum, yum.
Did you put it in the drink, or you just kind of like nibbled it on the side?
I was nibbling it on the side.
Okay.
But I think you could just dip it in the drink.
That's what I was thinking. Like soak it, like a
soak it in there,
liquor soaked Parmesan, which I've never seen. Like the Ubriaco wheels. They're kind of like Parmesan, but it's another aged Italian cheese, but soaked in different liqueurs. We've seen Prosecco, we've seen Rosé, we've seen whiskey, we've seen all kinds of beer, all kinds of stuff. Soak those wheels in.
Very good. Well, that is awesome. Now, I have not done the strawberry, though. What makes strawberry so sexy and aphrodisiac-y like?
Well, we talk about it a little bit later. I don't remember when. At some point, that red is just one of those colors that just like feels like love. And why is red categorized that way? Just is, but just fruits and juicy fruits. You know,
more wine, Sarah?
No. Things like that. You know, eating, feeding to your partner, you know, all of that. But I have to try it with the balsamic.
Try it with the balsamic. I will eat that now. Every bit of it. I will eat the stem with that because it's so good with the balsamic.
Oh my gosh.
See, right? Strawberry balsamic jams. I see that often.
But the truffle, oh my
god.
god.
I never would have done a truffle with it, but that's really great. I don't know if everybody else has tried that. Please do, and let us know what you think. Rachel says you know how she feels about Parmesan. So,
that was part of her wedding vows.
Ah, that's right. Thou shalt
not
ever
bring Parmesan into the home.
Not even for
Yeah.
mac and cheese.
Nope. That was funny.
Oh my god, I can't get enough of them truffle balsamic.
Oh my gosh, we didn't even plan that with the like we put strawberries on the plate because they're pretty delicious and go with the theme, but we didn't even think about the balsamic with it. So good.
If that's going to get me to eat fruit more, that will do it. Just have the strawberry balsamic, truffle balsamic with it. I will eat
that's
every
what
fruit
they
in the
say.
world.
You just need a good dip.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what ranch is for.
Oh.
That's truffle balsamic.
Good stuff, good stuff. Well, Parmigiano, you're a winner every time.
Yeah.
The worthy king of cheeses.
But let's see. Parmesan. Oh, a fun fact that I read here. I always learn so much from these classes that Christina does because she gets the most obscure facts. I'm like, I actually didn't know that one. It takes about 550 liters of milk to make one wheel of Parmesan that weighs about 85 pounds.
It's ridiculous. It's a lot.
And the raw unpasteurized milk produced only in the Parmigiano-Reggiano area of origin has to be delivered within 2 hours of the end of the milking process. So
wow.
It's
So
that fresh.
That's ridiculous.
I know,
mean,
right
think of
from
the process.
Cow to cheese.
It's awesome. Those Italians.
So we were talking about truffles being an aphrodisiac as well. That's where the pairing came from, was the truffles. That truffles are one of the world's finest aphrodisiacs because the allure kind of comes from how rare they are and how expensive they are, and the expression "exotic must be erotic."
Oh,
you know,
okay. Or the vice versa.
She wrote it. I'm just reading the notes.
But I had that thought driving here. Why are all the aphrodisiac-y type things that you associate, oysters, truffles, saffron, all these things are the expensive things? And those are aphrodisiacs. A lot of them.
Maybe you just like feel like you're treating yourself or treating somebody else. You feel like you're doing something extra special, you know, so it just like puts you in a different mood other than just like, you know, having a burger and fries.
Exactly. Yeah. So
that's not so
interesting.
fancy. But they do say that, so the female pigs were the natural truffle hunters because the truffle has a very similar musky scent that's very similar to the male pheromone, which is both like from pigs and humans.
So that's why.
Yeah. That's why the ladies like truffles.
And I do think that we find that more often too. A lot of men come in and say they don't care for the truffle. But women are like,
I do agree with you.
Truffles. Yeah.
It's a lot of time when you're asking people if they like truffles in the shop, it's men that say they don't.
Yeah.
That's
So,
interesting.
science.
Yes, cheese science.
Cheese science.
I had to share a funny story that I have in my notes here, but there was this TikTok, I start all my stories that way, about getting together with your friends and everyone has to bring a snack that's their favorite color. And I sent it to Rachel and Christina and I was like, oh yeah, pink's easy for me. Pink's my favorite color. And you know, I've got pink wine and all of these easy things. Rachel, orange, obscure favorite color, but you know, cheddar, Gouda, all these things that are orange. And I was
oranges.
like, yeah, exactly. Mac and cheese,
Mac and
all those
cheese.
things. I was like, yeah, good luck with black, Christina. What do you eat that's black? And she's like, come on, caviar and truffles. That's what I'm bringing to this snack party. And I'm
She's
like,
up
okay,
there.
okay, that checks out.
It does check.
Yeah.
I'll give her that. I guess you could say this, the balsamic.
The balsamic, yeah. The figs.
Chocolate.
Yeah, it's a little darker.
Okay.
Yeah, you know.
All right, we'll give her that.
She got the good color.
Perfect.
All right, let's move on to cheese number 2. This is going to be the top right-hand side, kind of hidden under the herbs. If you see here, it's this long triangle, kind of yellow in color. This is called Golden Fleece. It is a Manchego-style artisan cheese made with sheep's milk, and it has saffron threads throughout the cheese. So that's what gives it this super yellow color.
Yellowy color.
Have you smelled it?
It smells cavey to me.
Yeah, it smells
Definitely
a little floral.
saffrony.
So this one's only aged for about 4 months, which is fairly young in the world of Manchego. We used to carry one, the El Tregal, that was 12 months aged. That was a little bit dry. We found to love the 1605 Essex Manchego. It's a little bit younger, about 8 months.
Okay, so you like that one.
We like a little bit more moisture, but the this one's nice. 4 months is very nice, but let's see. This one in particular is a washed rind manchego, and it is not paraffin coated like regular manchego. So generally, manchego will go from getting washed and then coated in the paraffin wax, just a thin layer of wax to help preserve the cheese, and then dipped in olive oil. And then the olive oil is going to help with like regulating moisture and mold growth and all
as
of
it
those
ages.
things. Yeah.
This one has not been. It's good.
Yeah, you can eat the rind on this one.
Yeah.
The rind is so thin too, since it's a younger cheese. The rind, you can probably see that there's like a little bit of darkness towards the rind there, so it might be a little bit firmer towards the rind as opposed to the rest of the cheese. But I don't think you'll notice that you're eating the rind.
No, but it tastes different to me. I mean, definitely more.
I'll taste it.
I think it's more assertive on the rind than the inside, but I get more saffron, I feel, on the inside.
It's tangier than I expected.
Definitely. I could melt this in like a risotto. Speaking of a risotto or something, I think this would be so good in that. Scallops, saffron.
Oh, yeah.
I love that together.
The saffron and the risotto goes well together, too.
Oh,
Sheep's milk in general is just super high in protein and fat and all of these minerals. It would make a really nice melted cheese. But there are 4 different classifications for manchego. There's fresco, which I've actually never seen. Have you had fresco manchego?
Oh, no, not fresco manchego. No.
Aged for just about 2 weeks.
Never.
Oh, rarely found outside of Spain. Missed that part. Never been to Spain, so that's why I haven't had it.
It's never gonna happen.
I guess I'll have to go. Got any Spain trips?
I know. We must do a Spain trip just for that.
Yeah, just for this. Semi-curado, which is aged from 3 weeks to 3 months. More grassy, fruity, slightly hay finish.
And more moist.
Yeah,
Softer.
Definitely. And then curado, which is aged 3 to 6 months, which is kind of where this one lands. Kind of, you're getting a little bit of those crunchies in there, but still nice moisture to it. And then viejo, which is aged up to 2 years. So compact and firm, develops sharper flavors and a more peppery finish. I don't think I've ever had one above 1 year.
Yeah, 12, exactly. Yeah. That's more rare.
Yeah.
But I like the texture of this one. But it is a little gritty, too.
Yeah, I like
crunchy and gritty.
The crunchies in there. And the crunchies, we've talked about probably a million times. The crystals that start to form in aged cheeses, it's the tyrosine crystals is what they're called, and it is the proteins in the milk, the amino acids starting to crystallize as they get older. So the older the cheese is, the more you're going to have of those. Commonly found in Goudas, also in cheddars, and sometimes in the aged Alpine cheeses. You see it sometimes in the aged Comtés. So the aphrodisiac in this cheese is the saffron. So another very fancy, very expensive item that they're putting in their cheese. It's the world's most expensive spice that originates from a flower called Crocus sativus. This was like right up Christina's alley. She used to work at a spice shop before she worked here. She knows all these obscure spice facts, so this is the good stuff. But they're largely cultivated in Iran, and each flower of this plant only produces 3 threads, or called stigmas, of saffron, and it blooms for only 1 week each year.
No wonder that little jar can cost $50. Yeah, it's just crazy, right?
It has to be harvested by hand mid-morning because that's when the flower is still closed, and so it keeps the stigmas or the threads safe and keeps their scent contained in the flower. It takes about 1,000 flowers to produce just 1 ounce of saffron, and that's why you'll pay anywhere between $10 to $13 per gram of saffron.
Yeah.
But you don't need much. It's very potent. They use it for dyes too. I was going to say it adds so much color to a dish with just a little pinch. But they use it as a spice for food coloring, color dye, perfumes, medicines, baths, fancy baths.
Yeah. A saffron bath. That's decadent.
Gosh. Could you imagine? You might come out a little yellow though.
You would.
I don't know.
Would you? Would your skin take off
I don't
when
know
you
if I
handle
notice
it?
if it touches. Like, Because it's very dry when you get it, so you like pick it up, put it right in your dish. I've never noticed it on my fingers.
But if you soaked in it,
maybe.
It did turn the cheese a little yellow.
That's true. You're right. So it said that in Greek mythology, eating saffron for a week would make a woman irresistible to her lover. Eat saffron for a week. You gotta have a big budget for that. The Romans used to add saffron to scent their baths. And then in Persia, saffron would be scattered across beds on the wedding night of a newlywed.
Ooh.
The laundry bill for the...
What a mess.
How's Christina's joke?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
So,
yeah. I'm just thinking of how I can describe to Roger if he sees, what's this bill for saffron for $1,000? But oh, wow, you're irresistible if I was eating it for a week.
Yeah,
I'll
right.
try it. I'll report back.
Let us know.
So there was a question, is
it's a younger manchego, so that helps. Because cheese that is older, aged longer, that's going to be more expensive because it requires more time on hand, like messing with the cheese. So it evens out. I mean, there's not a ton of saffron in the cheese, enough to give you some floral notes, enough to add some yellow color. With that being the cheese being a little bit young, it's not super expensive. I wouldn't compared to the rest of the cheeses we have.
Yeah. Okay. It's good with the rosemary petal. My favorite thing. We all know.
Yeah, we got to do it one time in the night. Try it with the rosemary.
Now. It's good. Right. Saffron and rosemary. I don't know that I would put it, but I like it. I will eat these, and I'll put this in my water. Drives people nuts, but I love rosemary in my water.
I've never done that.
Yeah.
I really like it in a cocktail.
Yeah.
We've been experimenting with that a lot, even just taking it and like rubbing it on the rim of your glass. Yeah.
Do you ever walk by a rosemary bush and just rub on them because they...
No.
Oh, I do.
I don't walk by many rosemary bushes.
Oh, okay.
That's funny.
Good. Too good. I love it.
But the saffron is made from two main compounds. Safranol, which gives it the unique aroma, and this is supposed to help improve your mood and could possibly put you in the mood. And then the crocin, I don't know how to say that word, but this helps with boosting stamina.
Endurance.
Yep. And then other studies found that, like, specifically in women, they experience higher levels of arousal after saffron. Yeah.
I'm really thinking what happens if you have an oyster with truffles and saffron and all of them, all
and
of
lavender
the above.
and olive and fig
all
and chocolate
together.
and balsamic. Yeah.
One meal.
That's kind of what this is.
We can report back after this.
Oh boy.
Oh, too good.
That was good.
Well, I love it. I like that golden fleece. I like the texture. I don't know. I'm into that gritty, and of course I love saffron.
Yeah.
Herby, florally.
Yeah. Well, we didn't try it with the honey. Nothing specific was for the honey tonight.
Okay.
So try anything with the honey. I think it'll be good with the Chevre, which we'll talk about next. But there is so much tang in this manchego. I think it would be really nice with the honey.
It is
Good. I don't prefer honey with my cheese.
You don't?
I'm like a savory. Bottom left-hand side. This is going to be our fig and olive Chevre. So you see, you have got a couple little rounds. They pick up nicely. Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
It's a really nice texture.
Fig and olive.
Yeah, kind of. We were thinking like the Rain Coast crisps. If you ever had those, fig and olive flavor. Who knew the two would go together? They look kind of funny, like the figs and the olives sitting next to each other, but it makes sense, like when you taste it.
It's so good.
And I made the stickers, and I made them wrong, and it says the cheese is from France, but it's actually domestic, but made in the French style. So that was my bad. But
that is sensual. I'm going to tell you that one because it's like velvet. That is cheese velvet to me. See what you
I think too. These have been sitting out for a minute.
Must be.
The texture is going to be so nice, being a little more room temperature for the soft cheese.
Super, super, super. But it's so creamy and smooth, right?
It's saltier than I expected. I didn't taste it before this. I like to be surprised.
And I thought this was a sweet cheese. And
Well,
you're
it
getting
is
salty.
No,
right
it
now.
is a sweet cheese,
Mhm.
but like brioche cranberry
Oh, yeah.
is so sweet. This
True.
is not. I was
Good point.
expecting like
Yeah.
fig so sweet because figs are very sweet, but this is like tangy still.
Yeah. It's really great with the olive. Like, I could see stuffing olives with that
Oh.
and putting that in a martini or something. Would be delicious.
With a rosemary garnish.
With a rosemary garnish. I will make one right now and I will report back momentarily. But I think that would be very, very good. Good call. I'll let you know. I like it. Chevres are great. Goat cheese, right? Simply means goat. They're the salad cheeses of the world. I love doing the deep fried.
That looks so cute.
It looks so cute, right? I'm going to go like this, and then I'm going to eat the other end. But how cute is that? I should. It's not so cute, but I'm going to try to eat it anyway. But I will try to eat it with some rosemary and let you know how it fares. But I love chefs. I think it was like big in the 80s or 90s where they would deep fry chef and put it on salad. Mhm.
Yes.
But I still love that.
Why not? Who doesn't want a cheese crouton instead of a real crouton?
Yum, yum,
Yeah.
yum.
We did that recently for one of our last pop-up dinners. We did a fried feta crouton on the salad.
Oh, yum, 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 yum.
It's delicious. But I could totally see frying up a disc of this and putting it on a salad, or I also see putting it with the balsamic, the fig and the olive and the chèvre and truffle balsamic.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna try some of that.
That's a good combination. It is fun to experiment, like you said, with all of the sides, with all of the cheeses, all the accoutrements.
It's really good.
Good with the balsamic?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm going in.
You can put that balsamic on anything.
I think so.
On a rock and eat it.
I would do it. I'm not going to say. I would love that. Oh, but yeah, with the fig balsamic, that's the winner accoutrement tonight, I tell you.
What can you not put it on?
So a question from Captain Nemo.
Uh-oh.
You mentioned these had been out a while, so is an hour before devouring the best for performance? Is the question. Not to put you on the spot, but this is the question being asked.
At least 30 minutes. Okay? An hour is even better, but at least 30 minutes.
30 minutes to an hour, Captain.
Yep.
Report back in the end of the show.
Yeah, let us know. My cheeks are flushed.
I love it.
It's the wine.
No, it's probably the Aphrodisiacs.
Yeah, probably.
Am I looking really much better now?
Yeah,
to you?
so
really good.
Yeah. But so the Aphrodisiacs in this cheese are going to be the olives and the figs. Figs are also known apparently as the Turkish Viagra.
No, sir, really?
It says it right here.
It says so. Must be.
So must be.
And
this was more talking about fresh figs too, which are not in season right now. We wanted to get some, but we couldn't, so we got dried figs. They have a very sensual appearance and flavor. Great source of minerals that are essential with performance. Magnesium, potassium, and rich in amino acids, which all help increase stamina. There we go. What did she say?
figs.
I didn't check on this, but that figs might have been the fruit that caused the original sin in the Garden of Eden rather than apples.
Ooh,
Does anyone know if they specifically reference apples?
That would change everything.
Yeah,
The
she
kind
said
of
she
feel.
read a couple times that it might be the fig and that they were the symbol of temptation and sin. And they're just luscious fruit to, eat yourself or to feed to your partner.
Interesting.
And then she wrote, this is my favorite. I almost love the fact that I'm reading Christina's notes. In other words, order them on a hot date, but avoid the fig plate at your office holiday party.
True words. Well done, Christina. I gotta agree.
I know. That's good stuff.
Boy, now we're gonna get people like no figs on there or lots of figs on
Lots
there,
of
please.
figs.
Double the figs, please.
If you're asking for extra figs, we know why.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Let's see. Oh, and then the other portion of the aphrodisiac in this one was the olive. And that olives, but also olive oil They have all these good vitamins and minerals that can improve blood flow to all parts of the body, particularly specific zones where you would need that.
I can't wait for it to slip, for something to slip.
I'm not going to do it. I can't do it. Oh, it will. It aids in stress reduction for women. I think that's probably a big part of these aphrodisiacs. What I've read is that it reduces stress and it really just like calms the body and mind. And I think that's the goal. That is the goal. Then you can just focus. Yeah. You can just focus on one thing.
Just focus. All of this is coming together, though. It kind of all makes sense.
Yeah, when you think about it.
Mm-hmm. And then you see the cultures that really are into some of these things, and you go, I can see that. And that's a kind of a sexy culture, or a, you know. So it's fascinating. Rachel did look up on the question of the fig or the apple.
Oh, yes.
Not for sure, but also could have been a pomegranate, very sexy looking fruit,
sense.
or a mango.
That makes sense too.
The mystery will never be solved.
I know.
There's no way. There was no video camera back then.
For today, it's a fig.
Fig it is.
Side note, I actually hate figs.
Fresh and dried?
Yes, I hate them.
Fig Newtons?
No.
None.
No.
Sad day.
They're just so sweet. You're like, I'd rather go with like a pomegranate that's more sour.
Yeah, a little bit of that.
Just too much.
Too much. What about?
Nope.
Really? Nope. Date. Not a date either. Because I think those are even sweeter.
Yeah, but those are dates are. Yeah, no.
I put them together for some reason, but
kind of. That makes sense. Figs, dates, prunes. Even though prunes totally different.
Totally different for some reason. Now the fig is, I love that little crunch of the little seed in there.
Oh, the seeds. Yeah,
they're fun, like a fig Newton.
Yeah.
But fresh ones stuffed with blue cheese, heated up, and then balsamic on it.
Nope.
Sarah, we're going to try that.
I know. You can make it for me anytime.
I will.
Oh, well. But a fun fact here, she wrote that 90% of all olives that are harvested are turned into olive oil, and only about 10% are used as table olives.
That's a lot of olives.
Yeah, it is.
When you see how many
we have a lot of whole olives, yeah. But the amount of olive oil in the world, too.
Yeah, crazy, right?
Yeah. How's everyone looking so far? Has anyone had the chocolate yet?
Oh, I haven't heard any comments about chocolate. What are you going to do the chocolate with? Just on its own?
Just eat it.
Okay. Tell me the flavors in here again.
So this comes from Ukraine. That we had to pre-order this special for Valentine's Day. Sancho Japanese peppercorn.
Oh God, it's so good.
So it says this flavorful blend of a single origin dark chocolate from the Dominican Republic, aromatic Sancho, which are Japanese peppercorns, and Madagascar vanilla, creates a balanced and impactful bite. Crunchy wafers and sea salt balance the palate for a sensual experience.
I'm going to say yes, I agree with all of that. What was just said. That is so good.
Oh.
And the little crunch inside.
I see the peppercorns now. I don't think I took a big enough bite the first
time I
tried
spice. The shape of this is a very sensual chocolate bar. The little lumps. It's really, that's delicious.
It's going in the balsamic.
Balsamic. Oh, let's try that, everyone. For sure, that's going to be good. I'm going to do it next with the, I think with the Chevre, it's going to be good. Chocolate and blue cheese, I think, is always good.
This is good, too.
That balsamic. Let's find something that it doesn't go with. That'll be the next game, because it goes with everything.
Yeah. That's good with the balsamic, really.
Ooh, it just has a wisp of peppercorn. Good word.
Yeah,
a wisp.
Very little,
Rachel.
Little wisp. We've got some backseat drivers in the comment section there.
And the little crunch.
Speaking of why Rachel's not here, I have notes about the honey.
The honey.
Here it is. Chocolate. Here we go. So honey is considered an aphrodisiac because of its visual qualities, sticky, sweet, all that stuff. But it was said that when couples first got married, they would drink mead, which is made with honey, or they'd be gifted a month's worth of mead, which is the fermented beverage made with honey and water, and that would last them until the first moon thereafter. And it's supposed to, what's the word? Hopefully help the couple conceive during this time. A lot of the aphrodisiac
You sound like
stuff.
you're on a game show where you
I
can't
know.
say the word, but you're
I'm
going
trying
to describe.
to get where I'm get to the point here. A lot of this aphrodisiac stuff has a lot to do with fertility, because a lot of times that's back in the day. We've heard a lot about cheeses and how these special things had a lot to do with fertility, like finding the truffles. Like the man who found the truffle was blessed with many children, and it's like
Exactly.
okay, well, that's not the end goal here, sir. But
we beg to differ.
but that's where the term honeymoon comes from, because you get this month's supply of honey until the first moon comes, and blessed with all these
get
children.
out of town.
Blah
That's
blah
great.
blah blah blah. Side note: Rachel is on her honeymoon. That's why she's not here.
Oh.
Her third honeymoon.
Did we gift her a bunch of honey? Should we?
No.
Do you have enough honey? Rachel, we hope.
No, she's going to the Maldives.
Oh, well, she doesn't need honey.
No. 22 hours of flight away from us.
Awesome. Okay, so our Captain Nemo said the chocolate is probably good for round 2. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting into the conversation.
Oh man.
I like it. Yes. Yes.
Sweating.
I think so. It's the aphrodisiacs
It really is.
kicking in.
But I thought that honeymoon
That's a great
was like
fact.
kind of sweet and like kind of fun where it came from. Like
Yeah.
just-
Who knew?
it
Now
really
we
did
know.
have a purpose, and now we know why it's called honeymoon.
I love it.
That was fun. Wine.
I bet you lots of honey has been used at honeymoons.
Used with the food, with
Interpret it as you will.
yes, drizzled.
Drizzled. Exactly. Oh my god, I love this honey is very distinctive.
It's
As
a lavender honey. It's from the Manteca brand. It's their lavender honey.
Yeah.
I haven't had it in a while.
It's super rich. It's like I mean, honey's always sweet, but to me it's just ultra. You can tell it's got a distinctive flavor. I wouldn't say I wouldn't know it was the lavender flower specifically, just floral.
Yeah.
I love it. I love
Speaking
it.
of lavender, that's coming up next with
Ooh.
our next cheese.
Geez, I wonder which one is the lavender.
I don't know. Maybe it's this, like hot pink. Is there hot purple? This is like
Hot purple.
Hot purple.
That's so weird, Sarah. I can't even describe. I can't talk to you about this.
And
let's stop.
it is food coloring, unfortunately.
Womp womp.
Because lavender really doesn't make things purple. It's more blue or like gray. That's what lavender does. But I want you to smell it first. This is called the Lavender Pesto Gouda, and we've talked about this many times amongst the three of us, that when they say lavender pesto, they don't mean lavender basil pesto.
Yes.
They mean like a pesto. We know this like version of pesto being basil, garlic,
Yes,
pine nuts.
Italian.
But pesto is just like this herb sauce mixture. That's really what it is at its core. So this is a lavender pesto made with lavender, marjoram, anise, rosemary. Try it with some fresh rosemary.
I'm going to. And I did it
Smells
with
very
lavender
savory.
honey too.
But this comes from the same company, a company called Cheeseland in Holland. Same company that makes Honeybee, Euphoria, Nord Hollander, Coco's, and Memoir. Wow, they really love a flavored Gouda. Coco's
They do.
made with coconut cream. It's
No, not to be talked about.
yeah, we don't talk about it. Memoir, which is Memoir, they also call it Truffe Noir. It's a truffle Gouda. But
very sexy.
yeah. Well, let's try it.
I think it's really subtle.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. I feel that it would melt great, but that purple color it's so hard for me. It's so off-putting.
And I really want to know what
describe.
the cheese looked like before.
Yeah. Why make it purple? Just have the little buds and I don't know.
For flash and awe and,
Okay.
Why do they color anything?
That's true.
The black Gouda we had,
Yeah.
that was colored with charcoal. But
Charcoal.
promise, it's not terrible.
It's
No, I mean, the purple is like kind of bizarre, but the lavender is not very strong. I get more rosemary.
Yeah, much more. Much more. But how else could we use this? I would melt it, except like I said, it would give an odd color to a dish.
I know. I was
But
almost thinking
yummy.
like using it in spinach artichoke dip,
Oh.
but the color.
Yeah.
Because we
It's tricky.
had a pink Alpine style cheese, like a young Appenzeller, and we made a fondue out of it, and it looked horrible.
It was awful
It
looking. Yeah. It
Didn't
tasted
turn-
okay.
Yeah, it tasted okay, but it looked terrible. So
Yeah. It's funny how colors with food, some of them just are not great.
no,
Yeah.
purple,
Yeah,
not.
yeah, purple. Work on that. A layer cake. Cheesecake?
Cheesecake. Yeah,
I don't know.
maybe.
We'll work on it.
But this is only aged for about 9 months. It's considered a very young Gouda. That's why it's creamy. I'm not.
It's a lovely. Well, did I not see you had a lavender bud?
There
on
is some- oh,
somewhere?
yeah.
Do I have one? It's probably buried.
Did you eat them already?
I
that's
might
on your
have even.
cracker.
Here he is.
We do
yeah.
have some fresh lavender in here.
That is a
Smells really
sexy.
nice.
It's a beautiful plant.
Yeah, especially when it blooms with a nice purple.
That's another
flower.
one I'll walk by and just rub my hand on because I love that smell of the.
Oh, you're that lady
I'm
that
that person
complaining
that-
about like, oh, this lady's going through my plants
and just rubbing the heck out of them. That's me because that smell and that.
I've never been able to successfully grow lavender on my own. I don't know why.
Yeah, I've not tried lavender actually. Now, a friend Gretchen out there says she's loving it with the almond. So maybe try it with the
salty
almond.
and the almond. That'd be good.
That might be good. Yeah, because I think it needs more salt.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it is very mild.
So the almond, great idea, Gretchen. Oh yeah, I like that. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I do have a bigger piece of it. Show you.
Mm-hmm. Goudas. Very Gouda.
That's like a big purple
Mhm.
cheese.
It's a purple monster. Purple.
It's
Do you know they
dark.
have blue one too, Sarah? The same.
I've
it's
heard of it, but I've never
it's,
seen
it's
it.
horrific looking. It also has lavender buds in it.
No, thank you.
Blue's very strange. Blue, black, purple.
But it said that women would scent their clothes with lavender, and the scent came to represent purity and fidelity.
Okay.
And then this is funny. Josephine would give Napoleon Bonaparte a drink which contained, amongst other things, a healthy dose of lavender flowers. But I don't think it worked. He had lots of mistresses.
Maybe they all use lavender.
Right? They all used it on him.
Interesting. I'll have to try that too.
But I think this goes back to I think lavender is more advertised as a very relaxing scent, which we talked about.
Yeah.
A lot of the theme of these aphrodisiacs are things that just relax you.
Just chill.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just get you to get out of your head and kind of focus on the task at hand.
Yeah. I was gonna say a joke.
This one comes from Face Rock Creamery. They're in the southern coastal town of Bandon, Oregon. This cheddar is called In Your Face. It's a spicy cheddar. And we chose it for multiple reasons. For the name. We had to really end with a bang. For the name, for the chilies, for chili is the aphrodisiac. The spice. I haven't tried it yet. I heard it's quite spicy.
It's very spicy.
It is?
Try it, everyone. Woo!
I don't do spice very well.
It's great.
There are some interesting facts that I will share after I go through this pain.
Woo!
Oh no.
It's delicious.
Out of
It's
wine.
delicious. I love Face Rock cheddars anyway. They have
Wow.
excellent curds, by the way. But this one's got that chili's. It's lingering,
And very flavorful peppers.
very
Not just
sweet. Yeah, like peppery
Oh god.
and spice. But try with the chocolate too, because I love chocolate with the spice. I think that's a sexy thing combination.
2 aphrodisiacs in one.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god, that's spicy.
Ooh, it's so spicy, everybody. Woo, I love this cheese. So
But
spicy.
the flavor is so
It's
good.
great. It's great. Cheddars get a bad rap. Like sometimes, cheddar, how boring. Not boring.
No.
Oh, this would be good with honey. Do you not disagree?
yes,
Do you
no.
agree?
This is when you need honey.
The sweet with the
You
spice.
could use this in a fancy cheese dip. I would maybe, if you didn't want it so spicy, cut it with something milder. Like we have Holy Cow, it's a baby Swiss. Would melt really nicely. The blueberries cut the spice. Very nice.
What about the balsamic? We're doing everything else with the balsamic.
Oh, we'll have to try it now.
Ooh, everybody says spice is nice. This one's attracting some attention.
Yeah.
It's great with the honey.
Oh, it is?
Well, I'm gonna have to do So you're gonna have to do it all.
No, I'm gonna do the balsamic first.
Okay, I'm gonna do the balsamic next.
Really soak it. That spice out of you.
Okay, so it's so funny. So a lot of these are calming. But some of them are like, woohoo, get going. So it's a combination of, right? Yeah.
Yes. This
Combination of things. Uh-huh.
Okay.
You like it with the balsamic or not?
The balsamic tastes good, and then you get the heat.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
First, all
The
balsamic.
peppers are so flavorful.
They're really great. I would melt that on something, and it'd be a great on a burger.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Ooh.
Okay. I do have some fun facts for this one.
Okay.
So they have been making cheese since the area of Oregon has been making cheese since the 1880s.
Mm.
They use a single source milk, and it makes it into cheese the same day as the cows are milked. So another,
Oh, nice.
Another
Like
case where
From cow
from
to
cow to cheese wheel, same day.
Oh, that's awesome. And here in the States, that's cool that they
Yeah.
carry that tradition.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They use 3 different peppers. They use jalapenos, habaneros, and sweet red peppers. And then I thought this was very interesting. We talked about this with OG Crystal, the Gouda.
Yeah.
Was the first cheese in space. Jalapenos were the first peppers to travel into space.
What?
On the NASA shuttle. Yeah. So
Can you imagine if you were that
fun
little
random
jalapeno?
fact.
Yes. Oh, how cool. Nice.
But so this pepper cheddar is hotter than pepper jack. Why?
It is.
Because like Gouda, the jack curds are washed in warm water, which washes off some of the lactic acid, which makes for a much creamier and sweeter cheese. So it creates a mild flavor, more moist texture. This is a little bit dry. And so because of this, the jack will help to kind of coat your palate and cut the heat. But a sharper, drier cheddar really allows the peppers to shine more.
And you can definitely taste that
Yeah.
and feel that. Good. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Now you're learning the science behind it all.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. So Captain Nemo said this is a real excellent first date cheese board. You better like that first date, I think. Yeah, really like the first date.
Speaking of first
Woo.
dates, I'm going to tell this story for Christina because I know she would approve. Her fiance Ryan, Mr. Nemo here, who's commenting, on their first date served her great aphrodisiac, fish and onions.
No! What?
You should have gone with the aphrodisiac plate. Come on. She's like, I have to tell this story.
Oh, that's really great.
I know. But, so the chili peppers are the aphrodisiac in this cheese because chili peppers can raise your body temperature, and I quote from Christina's notes, get you in the mood to tear off your clothes. That's funny.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, and eating chilies can kind of like plump up your lips because they're spicy. Or if you kiss somebody who's been eating chili peppers, it's like the spice transfers. And
Okay.
the heat from the chili peppers can give off the same visual cues as like a sensual flush, like you're flushed for
interesting.
other reasons,
Yeah,
and
but
now
you're-
you're flushed for chili peppers. It
Uh-huh.
like visually looks the same, kind of gets people riled up. Oh man,
That's good. Oh, I love it. Now, what on here would you do with like oysters, which is another famous aphrodisiac? Would you do any of this with an oyster? Like go that route of, or caviar, because that's such a sexy.
it's our food of choice.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. which
I've
one I would
had
ever
it
do.
recently more spicy.
Mhm.
Recently I was talking about wanting to do like a michelada oyster where there's
Mhm.
spice and Tabasco in there, so I think the spice would be nice with the oyster. With caviar, I would say creme fraiche is probably a very, like the creamy,
Yeah.
the tangy, the texture, all that is very nice.
Would be nice, like a fresh chèvre,
But with
maybe
a fresh chef
yeah, would be
instead,
so
exactly.
good.
Yeah, kind of
Mhm.
replacing that to go together. But again, those two items being so expensive and you feel fancy, you feel
Yeah.
just like a heightened level
Exactly.
of the experience. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good. I think everybody's got their clothes on, but Christina said, the fish and onions worked. Obviously, they're together. so-
Clearly, there was something
Well done.
going on.
I like it. That's so good. Yeah, well, I feel happy and calm I have to say, from our aphrodisiac-y.
Yeah, I think
cheeses.
it really is. Now, like, kind of, reading these notes a million times and all of these notes. And just talking about it out loud, it really is the calming effect of the food, I think. Because you're right, the honey, the chocolate, all these are very just like...
For me to always beat the parm.
I really was surprised by the chef.
And the chef was better than I would have expected, so they were all good. Probably, I gotta get past that lavender. I think if I closed my eyes and didn't see that it was purple, maybe I would like that one better. But
flavor was okay though.
I always love saffron, but I love the heat of that spicy cheddar. That's so different from all of these others that was very fun too. So it's funny to hit on the calming and the
fire
wake you up
kind of at the end.
Yeah,
I guess all of the three at the end were kind of like that. But and the strawberry and the balsamic, that was probably my favorite. I'm gonna finish that off.
This is good. Oh, here's a story from Gretchen. She once ordered a grilled oyster with what she thought was a large dollop of guacamole, but nope, it was a large dollop of wasabi. Woo! That will wake you up and turn you on, wake you up.
No, thank you.
Make you flush?
Yeah, definitely the flush. The clear out your sinuses.
Wow, that's great though. That makes me want to try that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like horseradish, I guess. Yeah, same kind of as wasabi.
Yes, that's right. It is.
Reminds me the same.
It is.
Yeah.
That's really great.
Oh, this was super fun.
Super good.
I'm sad Christina and Rachel weren't here.
Yes, to partake, but they will be back because they have what's the next Fromage with Friends? Or
super fun. I don't think it's for 2 months. Like we skipped a month because we were pretty busy in March. We were talking about with the rest of our classes. But the next one we're going to be comparing deli/grocery store cheeses to our cheese.
Oh, is it going to be blind? Like, are you going to sit and taste, like, and stump each other, or just? Oh no!
You'll be able to tell where the deli sliced Swiss compared to the regular Swiss, or like this just like brie. That's all it says is brie at the grocery store. Yeah. Probably do the baby bells, which are considered Gouda technically.
Yeah, exactly.
With real Gouda. So that was just like a fun idea that Christina thought of.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
We've got cocktails and cheese coming up. We have a couple of classes coming up with Epic Brewing. It's going to be a cheese and charcuterie plate making class paired with beer. Monger Dawn is going to be teaching those. If you've ever been to the Del Mar shop, you know Dawn. What else? We've got
so many classes.
Yeah, bingo coming up, but that one's sold out. Don't worry, we'll do another bingo. Ton of things coming up, and San Diego Cheese Week is coming up in April, kind of in conjunction with Liquid City Cheese Expo 2023. It'll be the third year of that, right?
Yep, exactly. Just a celebration of all things cheese in San Diego. Yep. Benissimo, of course, and then restaurants that carry cheese, some of the wine bars and the beer halls that carry cheese. Just going to do a lot of things with them and collaborate and just bring the world of cheese lovers in San Diego together. That's kind of the goal.
Oh, new class for Rachel and I, a tinned fish and cheese class.
Tinned fish is the new...
That's like the best part of like being able to order whatever I want over here. We loved tinned fish, and I've really been trying to expand my own palate in that, and so I found a bunch of fun tinned fish that we can sell, and they're just flying off the shelf. Like the whole corner of the table is already almost empty.
That's great.
And so we're going to be pairing tinned fish and cheese. We've got some fun like sardines. We've got some pickled scallops. We've got some fresh tuna and olive oil. So that's a super fun and interesting thing that we'll be pairing with cheese. I think this year that's like our big goal is like pairing the unusual with cheese.
Just to see what happens.
Yeah.
I just brought back from Portugal some big sea snails, tinned sea snails.
Ooh.
Haven't tried them yet. I haven't tried them yet, but
I haven't opened our sardines.
Yeah. Okay. So good. So awesome. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, hostess. And
thank
Christina
you.
says thank you. Thanks, everyone, for the
the
comments. Sorry if there was some technical. It looks like the internet connection might have been wonky a little bit today, but comments were still there, so I hope you enjoyed it. I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
So mission accomplished. Mission
accomplished. So relaxed.
On that note, have a happy rest of the weekend, and see you next time.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Bye. Take care. See you next time.